Hello and welcome to the Dutchin channel. It's Monday the 15th of April 2024. It's approaching 6:10 in the morning and I'm sort of nearly up to date now. I've put everything on. I've put Saturday's results show up. I've put Sunday's results show up. I've put the selections up for the normal system today already. And this one is a system with a difference. I have put a couple of these up previous, maybe a week ago and 2 and 3 weeks ago. I've put a couple of these up. So I want you to really show you how this system works and how you can profit well from using this. Again, it's nothing to do with the going or a lot of stuff that's included here, but let's get into it anyway, and then we can show you going along. I haven't done Kelso, I just haven't had time to do it because, as I said, this does take some serious time to work out. I've done Redcar, Windsor and Kempton. They are the three main meetings on the flat. And I have included races here where horses haven't run before. Alright, there's still bets there that you wouldn't do. But we're going to start at Kempton. I'll just do them in the order that I've got them down here. So our selection in race 1 is Rose Donnelly. Now, how we get this, I'll just quickly show you on the top line. The Racing Post rating for this horse is 83. I might as well let's get the form up and then I can show you properly then. So we'll start with the 5:30. I'm not going to go through every horse here. And this is a system where you don't mix and match the form because there is one horse here that's run over the hurdles. You just use flat form. Alright, so we're going to look at Rose Donnelly last time out. And as you can see, where I'd put in the first column there, this 83 figure, this was the last race that Rose Donnelly run. And you can see there that the Racing Post rating for the first horse home was 83. Then our horse, and you have to put minus in, it's always important to put that in, it's been beaten 8 1/4 lengths. So we don't need to know where it's finished, what price it was or anything like that. All we need is the figure, but it's got to be the one in the brackets. Alright, and this is 8 1/4. This is the combined amount that it's been beat, because when you see the 2 1/4, the 1 3/4, the 3, the 1, these are all what the horse in front has beaten the horse behind. But we don't want that. We need to know where our horse finished. Well, we don't need to know it's sick, but we would like to know what it's been beat by the horse that won the race, because that's the form that we're going to be using. So it's been beaten 8.25 lengths, which is the conversion of 8 1/4. And in the third column, we've got 10. All right, and the 10 denotes the amount of pounds that this horse was carrying more than the winner. So if we look down here, you'll see it's 9 stone 9, as opposed to the winner that was 8.13. All right, and the way that I calculate in my head in pounds is that 8.13 to 9 stone is literally £1. Right, and then over 9 stone is another £9. So you've got a 9 plus the 1 is 10. But you've all got your own ways of doing it. But because it could be a minus 10, but in this case it's a plus 10 because Rose Donnelly had more weight than Copper Smith. And if you've got more weight, that will always be a plus. And if, for instance, you were backing the horse in second here, where it's got 8.10 to 8.13, this horse would be a minus because it has £3 less than the winner. But because we're doing Rose Donnelly, this becomes a plus 10. And then I'll just show you the second race for Rose Donnelly. So that, when you look at this and you think, well, 6 of 11, last of 6, how has he got that to win? Well, it just comes up with those kind of selections sometimes. So we'll have a look here. Again, Rose Donnelly. The Racing Post rating was 70. So that was the first one that we put in. Then every time a horse gets beaten, it has to be a minus because it's behind. The only way this can be a plus, and it can't really be a plus, but it can be a 0, because if you win the race, you haven't been beaten anything. So you can only put a 0. That's the highest points you can put in. So again here, we go down to last place, and we see that Rose Donnelly has only been beaten 4 lengths. It might have been last of 6. You know, sometimes you might think, oh yeah, it could be tailed off or beaten 30, 40 lengths. But in this case, it's only 4 lengths. So that becomes a -4. And again, with the pounds, 9 stone 11 was the weight, and only 8 stone 9 was the winner. So the difference between 8, 9 and 9, 11, you've got a full stone on the left and a +2 on the pounds. So that will be a +16 because of the weight being higher. So again, you can see there we got 16 in. And the two totals, the first total is going to be for the 83 side, and the second total will be the middle one. And of course, in this case, we don't have a third rating. So it's run off 84, 75 and 82. But if you look back, you will see that the Racing Post have given 61 and 63. So to me, they're quite a long way out. So if we was to go back into the race itself, you can see up the top here that this is a Class 5. Now, Class 5 tells us that that race is compatible with a Class 5 handicap, so therefore should be a 0 to 80. And that's how you would roughly work out a horse like this one here that hadn't run before. All right, Hey Daria. So you'd say, right, this is in a 0 to 80 race, but it's not run before still. And we've got now horses that are higher rated than 80. Okay, now the weight and the adjusted weight and the claim, you'll be able to see that again, Rose Donnelly, when you go in here, you will see top weight of 10 stone. First race back there for Tom Mark 1, but there's no claimer on it. We should use an example really with the claimer on. So we'll go right down to the bottom here. We'll use Maritime Lady, and you'll see that Maritime Lady is on 8 stone 6. So you have to adjust this to 9 stone 2 because that's the average weight that a group race would be run under, or maybe a listed race or something. So everything is based around 9 stone 2. So because this is under the weight, you have to add the pounds on to get to 9 stone 2. And if you're carrying 10 stone like the top, this becomes a -12 figure because you need to get down to 9 stone 2. So this is why the handicap system. So they go, yeah, you need a £10 difference and you need a -12 difference. And of course, on Maritime Lady, there is a claimer. Yeah, at the bottom here is an Aidan Keeley. So he's claiming £3. So in this race, he would claim a 3 there, a +3. but we're not going to use this piece, right? But that's just in case you want to. You have the totals at the end, and you can work out from there that the third horse down is on 81. You can put them in your order, and 81 would give us the horse Kingmont. So if we was to look at Kingmont, they would have that in the betting at 11-2. But our top selections here that we want to do is in my horse rating, so John horse rating there, and they're already in my order. So I've given this Rose Donnelly as the top selection there, which is 14s. Let's just have a quick look in Matchbook and we'll see what they've gone there in the first race. And Rose Donnelly, yeah, that's at 14 at the moment. So that will give you an idea of what I would bet if I was having a go in that race. And then from Royal Toast, I would have in second, and I've got that rated 78. But remember, it's a 0-80 race because it's a class 5, and we do have a horse that's unraced. So it could well be as good as 80, if not better. So it could effectively run a good race here. But it's something that I don't like betting in is races like this, but this system is completely different to the one that I've been using because you don't need points to manufacture your pricing. This is just completely different. So that's the first race at Kempton. And then the second race is another one of these maidens where there's not a lot to go on in the form. And my top selection here again is 81, and that would be Lakota Spirit, followed by Lady Flora and Nancy Rose. They would be my top 3. But again, if you look at the rating here for the third horse, 70.5, we've got 3 horses here that haven't seen that racetrack and could be up to a 0-80 or higher. So again, you don't know what to do for the best there, but that'll just give you an idea. If you was betting, we would see where the horses came that had previous experience. Then into race 3, we would want Miss I Done, Alika Breeze. Those would be our top 2 selections there. Then in the 7 o'clock, and the reason why I left this blank is because they don't update their Racing Post ratings very quickly in the Racing Post. Revolutionize. Let's just go into this horse on the Racing Post. Just bring the whole meeting up because we mostly might have a couple or 3 of these. Right, so let's see where we are. And there's Revolutionize. And let's see if anything's updated yet. And you can see the last race still hasn't been done. And this was from Saturday. So 2 days later, they still haven't done the ratings there at all. So I can't do anything with that either. But they don't change a considerable lot in a handicap anyway. And again, the selections here would be Aurora Dawn and Oliver Show. Then in the 7:30 at Kempton, we've got One Called Dreamer, Darrock, Lieutenant Rascal. So completely different selections in some of these than what I'm giving in my other system. And you'll see here again, you've got an 85, 85, 84, 83, 83. They're very close races when you use this kind of a system. And if you've got one that's quite clear, then you need to make it your nap. And Ziggy's Dream, this is another one that hadn't been filled in, but we did mention this, if you remember earlier on, because it was our lowest selection, which made it a nap earlier. Right, and they've actually filled this one in. So that's got a 92. So that 92 goes in, and because you weren't beating anything, it becomes a 0. You're not competing pound for pound because it's only you. So that takes 92. And you'll see that it was an already one for 95, so that doesn't change. But our top selection there, Ziggy's Dream, which is the outsider when we check, and we've got this over 5 points clear, tells us that's got a great chance. And then we'll move into the last at Kempton. And our top selection there is Macaulay's Tavern, Piranha, and Revolution. So they are our top 3 there. Then moving into the Windsor 220, Maximum Impact, and the Coffee Pod. Then the 250 at Windsor. We've got 4 horses that haven't raced before, so you take this lightly with the form that you have got, because anything could come through with them 4, because again, class 5. And Jimmy Henry is our selection here from Clay Shoveler and Off the Bench. But as I say, just watch what you do in that race, because any of these 4 could be better than the winner that I've got at the top. Into the 320 at Windsor today, Harper's Ferry, Ponyross, Dam Buster. Then in the 330 at Windsor, we've got Under the Twilight, Violet Star, and Marley Park. Then into the 420 at Windsor, we've got Crazy Luck, Capote's Dream, and Punchball Flyer. Now when we go across here, you can see that you're getting higher here. So this is like a 97 rated horse. This brings it down, of course, when you go this side, this brings it down to 98. So that tells you that horse is rated between 95 and 100 if you go on Timeform. Then into the 450 at Windsor, we've got Arcadian Knights, Mapogo, and Mud Skipper. Then in the Windsor 520, we've got Savvy Warrior, He's Got Game, and Magna Vega. In the Windsor 550, we've got Fast Steps, Simpson's Paradox, and Premier Lean. And then this race where we've only got 2 that have raced before, this is 212 at Redcar. And again, it's not going to take much to come out of the pack and win this race. There's 6 horses unraced. The top one we've got is rated 73. We know it's going to be an 80 plus race, so we wouldn't get tempted there. And then in the 242 at Redcar, we've got Huddle Up, Glory Fighter, I'll Be Gone. And then in the 312 at Redcar, we've got Trust Time, Serendipitous Lady, and Battelle Dandy. There's a lot of these you've heard from the other system. They will be similar. The Redcar 342, Pisanello, Clear Angel, and Rono. Then we'll move into the 412 at Redcar. This is another one of them races where we've got 2 that haven't raced, and our top selection is on 81, so this has mostly got an okay chance. This is Man of Arn, and then we've got Mystery of the Sands and Capellina. 442 at Redcar, Hughes Bow, Fox Power, and I'll be seeing you. And into our last betting race. This is the 512 at Redcar. We got Coin Power, Due Consideration, and Dune's Dream. So that's your selections for the sort of Timeform or John's horse ratings. So these do throw up some good results now and again. So we'll try and do this today mixed in with our other system. We will look into that and see what's won on the day, and we'll meet you back with the results show tonight. So thanks for watching.